Уважаемые гости, вы находитесь в агрогородке Налибоки. Это ворота в Налибовскую пущу.
Dear guests, you are in Naliboki, which is the gate to the Naliboki Forest.
Это легкие Европы. Это самый большой массив, который дает кислород всей Европе.
This forest, the Naliboki Forest, is called the lungs of Europe because the forest is the biggest in Belarus and it produces a lot of oxygen for the whole of Europe.
Наверное, все чувствуете, какой у нас замечательный воздух.
Just breathe in deeply and you will feel this air, very fresh air.
И нам, налибочанам, очень приятно, что во время войны лесной массив смог спасти очень много людей.
And we who live in Naliboki today, we are very happy and very glad that this forest provided shelter and rescue to many people.
В лесном массиве Налибовская пуща действовало два партизанских отряда. Это партизанский отряд братьев Биelских и отряд Зорина. Еврейский партизанский отряд. Да, много. Но...
So there were many partisans in this area, but there were two biggest Jewish partisans detachments as well. One was commanded by Sholom Zorin, and the other one by Bielski.
Мы очень рады, что потомки тех людей, которые воевали, которые освобождали Беларусь, которые нашли пристанище в Налибовской пуще, сегодня посетили Налибовскую пущу.
We are very happy to meet you and to greet you, the descendants of the Jewish partisans who operated here in this area 75 years ago, that you decided to visit the Pushcha. Pushcha means forest, dense forest.
Побывав на том месте сегодня, куда мы поедем, вы полностью окунетесь в ту жизнь, в тяжелую жизнь, которая была у них в годы войны.
Не пугайте.
А что, легкое, что ли?
Well, he said, when we take you to the forest, you will experience all the hardships of partisan life. I said, don't scare people, don't make them frightened. We put this information stand last year to mark the place because until then it was totally unknown. Later on you can come nearer and you will see a plan of the camp here with all the infrastructure, with different workshops. This plan was made by Haya Bielski, who was married to Asoel Bielski here in this forest. Now we, in a couple of minutes, will invite you to walk through the camp, and you will walk along this main street which you see on the plan. On both sides of the street you will see traces of dugouts, of the huts in which they live. We have many ideas about how to preserve this place, and we have been working on it together with Alexander for a couple of years already. So we hope that your visit, your coming here, will give new inspiration and new rise, and probably will manage to realize at least some of the ideas how to make this place not only preserved, not only marked, but preserved and visited by people.
And from our point of view, the Belarusian government, who made the turn in the 90s and decided to commemorate that against maybe the ex-Soviet narrative, that's an achievement of them. That's on them. We are thankful for that, and we try to remember to ourselves and to them as well. That's a commitment. It's not something that goes lightly. The fact that you decide to commemorate an ethnic group which is not such a good terms with the Soviet regime, and nevertheless to show their achievements against sometimes the Red Army that was here. They were fighting among themselves sometimes, just to show that from our point of view, it's something to be thankful for. It's an achievement. So bear in mind when you walk through the place, it's totally undeveloped, and that's a shame yet, but it's going to change, I hope. And the fact that someone is willing now to put some attention to those places and to say, yeah, they were Jews, they were fighting, they were courageous, they did something extraordinary against sometimes the German army and sometimes even against the Soviet army, the Red Army. That's something to bear in mind, and that's something to remember, and that's something to be thankful for the Belarusian part to commemorate with us. Okay?
My name is Asaela Bielski. I'm the daughter of Asael Bielski. רותי, איפה רותי? למה את לא? נו, בואי לכאן. איפה רוברט? רוברט Bielski, where is he?
He left for the airport.
Oh, that's stupid.
Это Асаэла Бельская, дочь Асоэла. Это Рут Бельская, она дочь
Дочка
Тувия
Tuvia Bielski. And what we're saying is that not only there were three brigades, right, or 2.5, but all of us who are standing here are descendants of people who were saved,
I'm your commander.
who roamed the forest and looked for some kind of help, of some kind of shelter. And the Bielskis gave shelter to anyone. Old, young women, children, grandparents, my grandparents, not the Bielskis, they were killed, but the others were saved and lived here, old people walking like this, you know, and they were saved by Tuvia because he said it's more important to save one Jewish life rather than kill 10 Germans. When they went on a mission, he said, make sure to bring your heads back, because every one of you is so precious. And now we know it's true. I mean, we are here because of that. Because Tuvia said, don't go kill Germans. The Russians will do it better than the Jews. But saving Jewish life is holy.
And he saw Tuvia. He remembers Tuvia. And the episode, можно я расскажу, как вы видели Тувию сразу?
Yeah, tell us.
Со спины.
Yes, he saw Tuvia from the back. It was in the very last days of their stay in the forest. They took prisoner a German high-rank officer who was interrogated in the headquarters. And the German officer comes out of the dugout, just alone by himself. The women approach him close, ready to tear him to pieces, that Nazi. Tuvia jumps out of the headquarters with a submachine gun, shots in the air, stops everybody and said, it's not the right time for revenge. And later he sent this German officer by plane to Moscow to exchange for someone.
Can I say 2 words?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
They talking about Tevye. There was here a soil on Zissel.
Yeah.
Without those two, nothing would be. Would be no Tevye, nobody.
Took the words right out of my
Nothing.
mouth.
Просто soil on Zissel. Believe it or not.
Аарон сказал, можно добавить 2 слова. Он говорит, все говорят про Тувию, но если бы не было Асоэла и Зуся, не было бы Тевии, он называет его Тевия, и вообще бы ничего не было. А Рут добавила, ты у меня снял с языка эти слова. Please, Ruth, now you have a word.
Well, now I have nothing to say.
А мне теперь нечего сказать.
What I would like to say is Tuvia's most outstanding character
Okay, let's go.
was his humility. His second most outstanding was his experience in the Polish army. And therefore he had diplomatic talents that he was able to negotiate along with his brothers when they needed things and when they needed to get things done. None of it could have happened had he not had the camaraderie, the love of the family. That was the most important thing, because he didn't care how many Germans they killed. It was more important to him. He was a true Zionist who had planned to go to Israel before the war when he was a young man, but his parents wouldn't allow him to go. They needed him to stay in Stankiewicz. But it took the camaraderie, the love of his brothers, and anyone else who was able to fight and help them along to be able to bring forth the miracle that they performed for almost 3 years while they were through the forest. We just drove here. Can you imagine walking through here for 3 years, not knowing where you are?
It wasn't, by the way, it wasn't.
It was not. It was in the swamp area. Yes, thank you. My father had a dream and a wish, but it took a village to get it together and to make it work, and that's why we're here today.
Now we invite you to walk along the main street of the camp and see what you can see in the forest.
Человек. Мы с ним ровесники. И я была восхищена. И Путин я тоже чувствовала, что он, хоть это было по телевизору, но это была такая правда, что я восхищалась, что вы такую правду ему сказали.
Спасибо. Спасибо, дорогая. Будь
Вам
здоровы.
спасибо.
Окей, что еще?
Пойдемте.
Землянки я не знаю. Но ходил этот парень с совершенно безумными глазами и держал в одной руке
А где Тамара Григорьевна?
нож окровавленный, а в другой руке челюсть, как оказалось, человеческая. Я пересилил страх, настолько была разница в его поведении. Я спросил у мамы, что это за парень. И она рассказала историю этой семьи, ну, наверное, со слов. На первом плане это скорбь о погибших, о всех. И о 6 миллионах, и о партизанах, и о красноармейцах. Это жертвы колоссальные, просто колоссальные. Самое главное, да, пожалуй, единственное впечатление в период нахождения в отряде Бельского, это у меня пропало чувство страха. Чувство страха ареста, страха расстрела. Я почувствовал себя защищенным. Я понял, что жив и буду жить.
Continue on their journey and hope to make it to the end, because they really didn't know when the liberation was coming. So it was day by day. He never complained.
Кого? Не помню, надо отключаться. Ну тут 150 человек, я скажу, сейчас вам перейду. Хорошо.
К сожалению, то, что мы видим здесь, это было уже создать маленькие остатки того, что было. Но если сделать из этого то место, которое как-то выглядело когда-то, я думаю, что тут можно увидеть очень большую силу самого народа, который поставил себе цель не сдаваться. И я думаю, что показать это и детям нашим, как они это выжили, как они себя спасали, как они спасали своих детей, как они воевали с злом.
Ему, дай Бог, здравия по его.
I'm sorry. Oh, am I really? I love you.
I learn you.
Learn? I learn you too.
Везде пишут о том, что вы лично застрелили мужчину белоруса, который ходил по деревням и насиловал женщин, девушек, женщин.
Саэла здесь.
Было такое, да.
Здесь и дочка, и
Но его забили.
Саэла здесь, и дочка,
Мои братья его забили.
профессор музыки из Турции.
Были, как сказать,
Можно
глупые
еще
люди.
рассказать
о живых, которые были в Бельске.
Сегодня тоже есть такие бандиты.
Например.
Были такие случаи, когда в деревнях, партизаны приходили и насиловали женщин, насиловали девушек, женщин. Вот.
Gwałcowali.
В-
Utowia, kto
Во
zgwałcił,
время войны, да.
Utowia, kto zgwałcił kobietę,
Да.
zabili jego.
Узнали братья, кто это был.
Mój tata mi opowiadaj,
Узнали
zabili
и
jego.
убили этого, да, убили, да.
Utowia Bielski i poszedł do wojska, zasajał bielskim do rosyjskiego wojsku i wojował do Berlina. Bardzo dobre ludzie byli. Pomagali, mój tata mi opowiada, napisałem wszystko. Chowali i pomagali wszystkim Żydom, co byli w Nowogródku.
Будем искать, да?
After 75 years, still going to dance in the forest.
Так, уважаемые гости, вас приветствовал ансамбль Горезы. Вас ждет партизанский обед.
We are having now a partisan lunch. Please wash your hands.
Вот там.
Wash your hands, please, there and down.
Да. Алло. А да, конечно, да. Партизанскую. Это от Биelski.
Мировых вселенных. Вот у меня такой, как